And that is Kaki the Poet, or you can also call him KakiBilamshikaki. And that is exactly where I want us to start this conversation. Kaki, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having
Tuanze
me.
na hiyo jina, KakiBilamshikaki. What was the whole inspiration behind that name?
My name is Kaki. Kaki is how people know me, but for my name, my real name is Kingori. So when I was growing up, my elder brother called me Kaki because he could not say the full name. So when I started poetry, I chose the name and I stuck with it. So KakiBilamshikaki, the first Kaki rhymes with the last Kaki, so it's poetic. KakiBilamshikaki. Yes.
So it's just you being a poet.
Yes, yes.
There's no specific idea behind it.
You know, some people say me, you can say Bilamshi or Bilamshikaji or Bila what, but sometimes I tell them, when I say Bila, you can say without the stick or without anything, but it have different meanings, but it's just the poetic name.
All right.
Yes.
So, Kaki the Poet, I want us to get to understand your journey to becoming the poet that you are right now. So maybe what are your earliest memories of poetry? When did you first experience poetry?
I can say the first time I experienced poetry was in high school, but I started doing choruses when I was in primary school.
Okay.
I used to perform at praise giving days, prayer days. Back in primary school, I had a Kiswahili teacher who was very good in arts and co-curricular activities. He's the one who ignited the passion in me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is where it all began.
Yes.
Yeah, and I read that you're actually writing your own pieces for performances at the school festivals.
Yes.
Nice. That is good to know. So now you also play the guitar.
Yes.
And you'll pick your guitar in a bit. Not right now, but you'll pick it in a bit so that you get to also give us a piece with it as well. When did you pick the guitar?
First, I stumbled to an old guitar in my home. It was for my guka, my grandpa. He used to play guitar. I never knew, almost over 40 years ago. So when I stumbled to an old guitar in the store, that's when my passion for guitar started. Yes.
Yeah. Now, poetry as an industry on its own in Kenya, wewe unaweza sema ukiwa unairate, unaweza irate wapi on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being we're still struggling and 10 being we're good and we are where we should be?
I can say 5. Because I can't say the progress that have been made on poetry. There are huge strides that have been made, but you're not there. So I can say in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is remaining for us to fill up the remaining 5?
Remaining 5 is people start appreciating art. Yesterday I was talking to a person, he was telling me that poetry is for intelligent people because you find people jam along to many music, but poetry, it requires intelligent people to grasp the wordplay or anything.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, what do you think about that? Is it true? I mean, when you say the person mentioned that poetry is only for intelligent people.
Because when you do poetry to a normal person, you are saying, what are you saying? They'll ask you, what are you saying? Because they don't know the stylistic devices, or they don't know the wordplay, they don't know the rhyming, they don't know things like onomatopoeia and things like those that we used to read back in high school. So they don't know those things when you do assonance, consonants, things like those.
Yeah.
They're wondering, what are you doing? Because sometimes they say there are different levels of artistry, but in every artist there's a different type of, let me not say badly, but there's a different crazy frenzy in a person, in a different artist that is different from the art form that I'm doing. Yes. So each particular poet or each particular spoken word artist has a particular type of frenzy in themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. So to understand it, you have to be a poet first or to be a poet lover so that you can understand.
Can one learn poetry? You know, as you said, to understand you need to be a poet or a poet lover.
Yes.
Can one learn to become a poet, or would you say that this is just a gift that one is born with?
One can learn to become a poet because sometimes I was listening to a person, they were writing poetry on their time when their first is depression, or a person, you lose a loved one, you lose the loved one, or you lose someone who you love. Sometimes you when you go through a difficult situation, you find yourself writing. You can write. Some people who write a lot of journals. Those people who are journaling, maybe they are good poets. People who journal a lot, maybe they are good poets, we don't know. People who write about how their day went, how their situation went. Yes, they can be good poets, but maybe you can find they have a lot of love for writing.
Yeah.
But it can be channeled into a different art form to be poetry, or you can channel it to become prose, or to write a book, or to write a novel, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So does it have to rhyme and have all this, you know, the consonants and all of that for it to be poetry? If I'm a good writer, I can just say I'm a spoken word artist, and which is also part of being a poet.
It has to have the rules, but when it comes to spoken word is when you break the rules of poetry. But when it comes to poetry, it have to have the rules of poetry. But for spoken word, we don't. Yes, we follow the rules of poetry, but we don't have to follow all the rules per se.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's a difference between a spoken word artist and a poet.
Yes, because you can say it's spoken word poetry, but it's still poetry, but done in a different way. Yes, not the normal. Let me say, you remember in Kiswahili when we used to do the shairi, malenga, how they used to kariri the mashairi. That's poetry. That's ushairi. That's ushairi for you. That's poetry for you, because they had to sing the poem. They had to sing or kariri the poem so that it becomes the poem. But when you come to spoken word, you can perform it in a unique way that is not conversant with the people who are normally listen to normal poetry. Yes.
So when it comes to the entertainment industry, we get to have several events that are usually set up whereby we get to experience different artists performing and all of that. Do we have, or would you say that we are incorporating poets enough in this kind of events? And if these events are there, where exactly do they happen? Do we have stages for poets? I know the Poetry After Lunch at KNT, it happens, I believe, weekly.
Yes.
So are there other spaces for poets, for a poet who may be watching and wondering, now where should I be going to perform?
The other spaces like for poetry, like usually we host the poetry spot at All Saints Cathedral every second Friday of the month. From 5:30 to 8:30. Also, the other poets, like there's Poetic Sound, which happens every month at Roasters, Ubunifu Space. There's also other poet shows, like now, like we have people embracing poetry because there's a whole restaurant for poetry, Hoyo's Kitchen and Poetry in Kilimani. It's a whole restaurant that appreciates poetry. So it's a whole restaurant appreciating poetry. Sometimes we have spaces for performance like Creative Garage. We had Power 254, but they moved to Kilimani. So we have places that used to appreciate art form. So it's about having the regular poetry events, and also for people to see that poetry is an art form, like music. Poetry is an art form. When you compare rap, rhythm and poetry, that's poetry. Rap, people who rap, that's poetry. So it's music. Even when you listen to your music, you can see it's poetic. So it's people appreciating it, that's a poetry form. Because sometimes I hear some poets are even on Spotify, they're being streamed because they are poets. They don't have to have the backtrack or something. Just a simple soundtrack and your poetry goes. Yes.
So you've actually mentioned quite a number of spaces. So these spaces are actually there. They are available for poets to just go and they'll get a stage to perform to an audience. For budding poets, you know, how can they be able to maybe keep up with being able to know that there's this maybe event that will be happening, there's this other one that they can be able, is there one platform, or that is also maybe where it's like...
For budding poets now, it's kind of, we used to have groups in Facebook and things like those, but for now we have, like recently we have a new WhatsApp group it's called Poetic Comrades Forum. So in here we channel poets, we come together as poets and unite as a voice as a poets, because recently we realize when artists are not united, they can't go far. So we have to unite as poets so that we can sell our agenda. When you want to sell our agenda, it will be easier than me going as a solo artist, I say, I want this, they will not listen to me. But when you go together as a community of poets, people will start listening to you.
Okay.
Yes.
I see many poets, you know, incorporating music in their poetry.
Yes.
I mean, you also have a guitar.
Yes.
I'm sure you also do the same.
Yes.
And you'll be picking that guitar in a moment rather. So, you know, would you say that that is how people in Kenya, or that is how the consumers of your art prefer it to be? Ama, what is encouraging you to decide, you know, I'll need to have some rhythm to it?
Okay, so for poetry, I can say when it's done prose without instrument, it delivers more because people listen to you. They listen to you more keenly. But when I add rhythm or strings, people start listening to the guitar more than listening to the poetry. So we add strings so that to elevate the flavor of the poetry. Poetry is not, how can I say, it's not edible for the ears without some music, but when poetry is done raw, it's edible for the audience. When it's done raw, people like, for example, there's a certain poet who was the Slam King last year, Slam poet. He used to perform and the whole room becomes silence. So people used to understand how does he capture the whole room to become silent. People are listening, they're getting into the poetry. You don't hear snaps or anything, but people have already been immersed into the poetry. So that's why I can say when it's done prose without instrument is the best. But when you add instruments and things, it's just adding some little flavor to the poetry.
All right, okay. I'll now request you to take your guitar. Just take your guitar, it's okay, you can just go take it. And then we'll be getting to listen to you just do your thing with the guitar. You can give me the microphone. We'll have that. Then we get to experience Kaki the Poet doing his thing as we finalize on this conversation so that we can officially get into that request hour. I hope you've been sending in your request. The number has been on your screen throughout. That is 0707-303-212. That is the number that you can send us a WhatsApp message with the request of the song that you would like our DJ to play for you. Before you get to play, maybe one last question. What inspires your poetry when it comes to the writing?
Mostly I can say personal experiences, and also conversation from friends, like hearing conversation from friends. And also sometimes I'm a very observant person. So sometimes I can go to a restaurant and just sit down and observe people. I just sit down, observe people, or I enter matatu, I go and sit at the back. I observe people, how they're entering, how they are doing things, or things like those. So I'm very observant. I observe things a lot. Yes. So from an observant point of view, personal experiences. And also if I choose a particular theme, I can choose a theme that to challenge me. You know, sometimes I write poetry in certain themes, but certain themes which challenge me a lot. Yes.
Where do they find you on social media?
On TikTok, it's at KakiBilamshikaki. On Instagram, it's KakiBilamshikaki. YouTube is Kaki Poet, KAKIPOET. And X is KakiPoet1. X is KakiPoet1. You can follow me on all social media platforms. Yes.
All right, take it away.
Yes. When I'm super, kama show bigi ni kuite super. You superstar you are kwangu meni win, when ni star. Kwa movie una act yangu, bila wewe sio nifaa. Love ni essence na wewe, love ni suspense bila wewe. Pingazi la maisha nataka ukuwe wangu, pingazi la maisha nataka ukuwe passion ya maisha. Napenda passion juice, sijui nikunywe. Napenda passion juice, unanikunywa. Sa mimi niko hapa, mimi ni wako. Machali ingine wakulezii, yani wakulevako. Kama spika wa bunge wako. Kwa tenje, kuna sauti nyororo, unanikaba koo na nyororo. Sauti ya ninga sijui nikuite malaika, Julaika alimba favorite song. Mimi na wewe tukising along, mimi ni king na wewe ni king kwa hii throne. Kama King X's alipata Esther, kama nikupray na kufast, I'll fast for you. Nataka kwa place yani nitakusii. Maybe nikusii uko ndani ya sea in a nutshell. Tukoe na pamoja uko ndani ya ocean. May kuna bees kwa tree. Nitahang around hapo maybe. Juu kwa mzinga kuna queen bee. Hawezi kuwa machine. Juu sitaki mwingine ila wewe kidosho. Sabdo ulitoa hapo kwa orosho. Doli tu hapo korosho. Nataka ukue wangu. Mimi na wewe hadi kwa hiyo wingu. Wingu la moto ilikuwa show hapo NTV. NTV yani notorious, tenacious, vicious. Nikikupata utakuwa victorious. Victory utapata yani ukiingia box. Alafu nipeleke ox yani ng'ombe kwenyu. Nipeleke kwenyu yani ndo ikue mahari. Nipeleke kwenyu yani ndo nikumari. Niko place ina hari. Hari alikuwa best yangu alinikari kwa cab, yani Uber. Tukimalizia kama buba. Kama buba. Boy ni kubalance kama balance. Simple boy. Sinaongea kama simple boy. Dragon mark testing. Na kucheza kama toy. Niko place nataka kuwe mlezi, yani ukuwe mama. Sijaketi hapa so nimesi mama. Baba yuko hapa yani si mama. Nataka place yani utakuwa umefeel relax. Utafika place yani utakuwa umefikia umechillax. Na run hizi si za Nairobi so I run streets na spoken word. Song yangu itakuwa imepika pitch perfect kama mimi na wewe na Ed Sheeran. Ani maneno yangu open my heart KakiBilamshikaki.
Alrighty, you get to snap. Thank you so much Kaki for being here, and remember you can find Kaki across all social media platforms. KakiBilamshikaki or Kaki the Poet. We take a break and then we get back to the music, and I can see your requests have started coming in. Maybe just to read 3 of them as we take that break. We have someone who has requested for Don't Be Shy ya Bien. All right, the DJ has heard that. And then we have another one saying, hi, reaching you from Nairobi. DJ, please nicheze dance Yamawa. Inaitwa Yamawa kweli? Samawa. It's dance Samawa. Yeah, so DJ amekupata, amekuelewa, tumekuelewa usijali. Dance Samawa. And then someone else has a message for Kaki and he's saying, wewe ni star, keep it up. Ambula, and I'm tuning in from Tanzania. To all our viewers from Tanzania, big up on yourself. Let's take that break.